All right, Busha for near the phone, Mamuna Aquaba Kessia, Eba HRTV so. Also for HRFPK, his Rare Freshness PK. And there, Menumo Bedij Media Kama. Time with Tartup Sen. Jada in you may be a Sunday Siano, LHITV so no. Yeshia, near Bodompe. Near to Atwajene. Near Bisa, near Pese, Mona Fidie. Baby, as Absam the Puma, no, ya penny Puma Sibre, na ye diasabesi or Kama. And penny for says I was a couple man, that's a way be man, not just a once a crampanke, was I would not see footro. Ain't in there, I touch ya press your baby at Yatiarin in there. Now, the because on the said, your name, lawyer, AK, Poku and the Bayer, Jimmy. Now, before say you call details into it, I would like to introduce the director for North America. Because North America, not just Canada, any USA, Mexico, and come to Mr. Mofiama. ABH Mexico, Baba come. But since the North America and the Canada, the USA. Then right after that, we do a quick commercial break. Then we will introduce our special guest and also our guest for tonight. Director David, about time without absent. So.
Okay, good evening. Thank you so much, Eja. But when you're sending a holiday, we make time for us to come.
Actually, name Memorial Day.
Was it?
Name Memorial Day.
Exactly. I mean, thank you so much for your sacrifice. Dr. Poku, also thank you so much. I know, again, you also have time for yourself. And thank everybody for actually joining today. When you said that, you probably put meat on a grill. You have to have an experience with your family. But as we continue to grow time with Tap in the US, you guys came to join. So again, thank you so much. Yakubu, I see you in the park with your daughter. Thank you so much for joining or guesting. I can see you. Thank you so much. Adam Fedra, thank you guys so much. Vanessa, everybody that's joining, thank you guys so much for making the time.
Thank you. It was your director David J. Enieten Kano, director for USA, Canada, Tap Send. Sabri, before say Bashir Jumedena say no na Yakopa lawyer, like I said, one of the finest, if not the finest, a very good one, of course. Just what ding in a dint nipa, only a dint in a titru, and a digimedia cassia pa ewo USA abrochi memu. The ebase imra wa dokro emrabo pa se na kokono adokro your friend say before chair no say before twa na say so ni to buswa na yes na akokro na sati adokro na utwa besusu gu ososo a obenya akokro ewo menu anye di ensemfo no ti se bo bebere na ye nom na nyina na akokro fa nkwa na ye no we benden ne denti no ye nhwe because the page for say so e benom no ye nhwe chen nti no sabre ye say sa u picture insu a ana be hu se aboa apotro ne bom ewa pa nya se u picture insu a na beti se apotro ebo wa na se koto bo wa ba wo ben insu na bo se wo do se akonyina no na okonechi na sabre no ye pin aben imra no ye be doso imra no lawyers na beka say let's test the law nti ye be doso imra no na afi de ye hu sana imra ne sitie imra ne sesen because in some people one more better America 30 years. I mean, for say the longer what's not program said no automatic immigration lawyer. When you manning na si obia, it's on there repository of all knowledge. Uka share one say, and then lawyer Eke Pokoma who say, and Koma ye titi nyana and the crown and no crack. Now, answer the didn't go baby on me. Sasa Mati says, answer I won't say. Obako to say crime maybe Esia Pampa so no. No be the pejani dinisio. Ne sa diana me come say tap send. Adaroma and you did me de bramo or no maso ya sne. A pigeon you do some pepper so ya you did me de bramo. Enti se upe kwanya befa so send ska Ghana. Very fast, secured and reliable way to send money. Abra rate no at that form say. I say obi a we bubu no rate that form kama. Now, because that for my pastor Charles say, what they compare other when rates now as other vendors who could rate is the one that is selling through. In the other person, Miss Ronald 11:30. The boy me patro see me who no crap. Miss trying to put beer me check it. I put I me checking my alarm. Into Miss Row, so who's a rate now cosra? Yeah, men twin na say send is canning temper because a check as I tell fast power this watch that. It's a Misrawa, rated in Yakosra, Senisika. Well, first time I was Senisika Ghana, Mr. HRE, use the promo code no why. Never Senisika Echo Ghana. Now, $15 our first transaction. South Sudan, Miss Aswaka will be say, a bar, I didn't want promoting. And I said, I didn't dear, I didn't yaria. Look no further but feel good services. Feel good service or your motivational or your multinational speaker and also mental health educator. Also say ba say bia wo pese wo ti ase enyema bia ekoso adwemo pomodemo a hwe mo kira kwan e wo feelgoodservices@gmail.com. Feel good service na be kan fama wo de wo busu afo nyina. Ememe mo ambo na asi na ye tarere ti se baria abo enso bai enyine na abo by force no. Mokoda na adwo ambe so na mo mpa so nyina ye moja efise wontwitwi na ho nkonye pedicure ni manicure yibi na de bia ye chia wonsem a wonsem de den enso ndo efu mesrawo be catch no say call happy glow gh kona koye wo manicure ni pedicure eyebrow eyelash thread ni nyina ebi wo hono manicure ni pedicure no be ya kama obewi na ho nyina ye noko ebu so ho na ye noko kama wanso bo so yes ho ya kono afi do be so no pa nya afi na wo do na ye twitwitwu we na ho na say wo na be ma pa na ho ye say blade munya sade no munya say fatamo mo koda mo kope bibi say Happy Glow GH was Sherman Estates, right opposite Veggies and Grill, 20 meters away from the community hospital. For Mitchell Kwai, it was 0570-554-000 and now say 0594-710-391. Ebiom sa wo pese usua ade ewo US abrochimemu na se unya nimde ekọ echira hwehwe Dr. Abet Ofori or a free educational coaching. I'm a coach and career development. Obechira course a obefa ebeboa a be transferable courses a betima ya ebe ma wonim dia akosoro na konkan. Into Dr. Abet Ofori say friend chair kwan I'm a pendichair kwan ewo 0 the number near 513 Mr. Amon Chemi numbers no doso or say friend of 513-641-8704 Honor Ubenya Dr. Abet Ofori na pedie with me aboa ewo educational coaches nya nye twatwo kra a wonye kumonye ketwa wo eye suit papa ahimfie na me kamfo Blandum Bespoke amamo osisa opese oye bema sima anase oye ketechie obrani ana opese oye obesima pa suit da wo ho enem ema be brebe na akọ wedding na anase man for your wedding na man bebre na so suit brebe na so corporate world ni enka na na de matre fie o eno no ye be fete tete adwene se say no emanyina ne ye kọ ne ne omukọ emema no kọ de manish nifa suit papa himfie or say from 0555 927-378. Your next business suit from London Bespoke. And I make up for Mona be suit of Yen Michelin Amopam Emame. Sabre, Yenya Akokoji, a friend say, Yade, a bar for Master and Crato Abram with you know. Yebeko quick commercial break about Tartup Sen and Ghana Music Awards USA. Miss Saswa come with him, say, take it in here out. Main event is very happy over Columbus, Ohio. A Tap Send Ghana Music Awards USA, the biggest event sponsored by Tartup Sen in the Thai diaspora. So please be a part of it. August 26th, our Columbus, Ohio. You know, set toll tickets, no, plane ticket to Mammoth, New York, Texas, now California for no. Also, yes, we attend by event and I said no. Yes, starting pay your day offs and to honor. But that's what I will be say. African was beautiful. Also, the Ding Award, New Jersey, Atlantic City, on July 29th. Actually, audition for the girls will be happening in New Jersey this coming weekend, June 3rd. Into so we'll be be woma. Bomodia se odi paibone odone keka ebetanichi. Na when register ya registration costs all the way to May 31st. In 2 days, registration is over. So please go register. Madam Asi, the producer was so sene amidi jumedie brow. I will make me a fidene from my producer Nana Lord. The also producers at large, Danny and A class. Madam Mujina Asi say, my Bob account on abdi jumedie no ayakama. Sabre, I shall form Munira my baby, I will fee by you. So we Ghana, so we Europe, so we US, yɛde akɔ aba kɛseɛ paa ɛna ɛma mo ɛba HITV so. Ɛwɔ dwumadi a yɛato ne din time with Tap Send. Megye di paa sɛ wadagye a wasɛde wɔ ha abɔde ɛnnɛ no ɛnyɛ kwade biara da. Mo a motie yɛ wɔ Facebook, mo a mohwɛ yɛ wɔ Facebook ne YouTube. Ɛna mo nso a mo ne yɛn ahyia mu ɛwɔ Amsi wɔ Zoom no nyinaa yɛda mo ase paa sɛ waba. Na mesrɛ wo so sɛ ɔkɔ na abɛtie asɛmpa no a kɔ ne kɔbɔ dawuro no kyerɛ amansan na ɔmo nyinaa ɛne ɛmɛka yɛn ho. Meda mo ase. Yɛnkɔ ne nkɔtie nkratwe mbra yɛba no afei deɛ yɛde dwumadi no ahyɛ aseɛ.
Oh, hello, people. My name is Caleb Boss. The only boss. Oh, wait, what else? Have you heard? Wait, do you know that Tap Send is live in Texas? Oh, you didn't know? We went to New York. Now we are live in Texas. So people in Texas and around, all you have to do is to download Tap Send. Yes, Tap Send has become the most unique, secure, and fast way of sending money across the world to your loved ones anywhere. Okay? So download Tap Send on Google Play Store or App Store. And when you're in Texas or around, you just have to put in the code TXGH. What did I say? TXGH. And you get $10 for your first transaction you make. Mahama Media, Texas, you drew very soon we'll conquer everywhere. Download Tap Send now on Google Play and App Store. Tap Send. It's secure, convenient, easy, and fast.
Your friend Caleb Boss, the only boss with what is. Do you know about Tap Send? Unima Metro. Tap Send is one of the easiest, convenient, reliable money transfer app you can get. You can download Tap Send on Google Play Store or App Store. We download it and then you register. Register and you are good to go to send money across every place, many countries in the world. Tap Send. I wouldn't matter.
Woman, I see a woman every day in the mirror. I see a woman, and every time I look at mama, I see the woman, a wonderful woman, an African woman, mother of nature, beautiful woman, beautiful woman. Meu pai, bibini pai, samiga sensuyensia, nenyesa, me was suba wa bujema.
Hello everyone, the list of nominees for Tap Send Ghana Music Awards USA is out. You can now vote for your favorite artist and nominees. Please vote online via www.gmaus.votinghubgh.com. Or if you live in Ghana, you can vote on any mobile network. Just text *714*66#, then enter their voter ID. Wait and follow the prompt to complete your voting. It's very simple and easy. Now the question is, who will make history at the grand finale? Who wins the ultimate Artist of the Year, both in Ghana and in America? Tap Send Ghana Music Awards USA 2023. Let the music speak.
All right, it was your fault. Sabre, your best friend, lawyer AK Poku. Now after the quick introduction, now you should be lawyer. One point to say.
Hey, 1 minute. Lawyer, but you're waiting with PK. I don't mean to interrupt. I think I sent you a message. 1 minute, sending out. First of all, Pacho, PK, Pacho, and lawyer, we have 123 people on the call. 123 people on a Labor Day.
Not just, we don't have 100. We have more than that. We have people on Facebook and YouTube as well.
Great, but we have a lot of people on the call, right? And PK, thanks so much for coming together. Mama, we thank you so much. One of the reasons why PK did a great job bringing lawyer about and say, Meaning, so we all call them. So some of you guys, if not everybody uses TapTap. If not, do we use TapTap? But idea that much in the say we take issues at what community no say. So na PK kind of. Obia enya krata somebody who ni obi krata sa. So that's why I brought a lawyer on board. In no, we are gonna you be making sure say everybody will call you. We try to answer your question. If not PK, I can see us doing a second version of this sometime next week. See, it's me be a
Yeah, like I keep Poku time. And this is the next 3 years.
No. Wait, we need to catch it right now. We have to book it for next week.
And about the commenting what hair. Yeah.
No, but again, seriously, thank Obi Albert. So thank everybody that's making it. We try to get to everybody. If we don't get to you, please. PK and I are not trying to be difficult. Hey, lawyer, time. So please, with further ado, thank you so much, and lawyer, please take it away.
Yes, and actually, no, she's not even feeling well today, but she really sacrificed to still come. So
even better.
First of all, thank you.
Next week when you're feeling better.
Thank you. All right, lawyer, tell us a little bit about yourself in like 30 seconds. Like, who is lawyer AK Poku? Yeah, two. You sit in 10 gram more be pa or bone or quarter 970. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, everyone. BK, thanks for having me, and David, thank you for also having me. My name is Ikia, known as AK Poku. I'm an attorney licensed in Ghana and in the US as well, and I practice primarily US immigration law. Once I was licensed to practice law, now I started with intellectual property. I started with intellectual property, and I still do that, trademarks, to register for businesses there. But I realized that a lot of people were coming to me with their immigration problems. And I found that the need was in immigration for our community, because initially I wanted to do, I was doing the intellectual property law to serve immigrants. But we will say, any problems they want to know, this is where the problems are. So I had to pivot, and so I serve immigrants in all 50 states throughout the US and around the world. Your office still in Northern Virginia. And
I'm going to be now, in case you be so afraid, now say, show me check more websites be and be a social media handle be and a telephone number be to contact them. I know see a point, you be say, but be can't to them, son and confirm it my chat to them before say, you best be on.
Okay. It's AK Poku on all social media platforms. AK Poku, just say
it's based only for Ghana people.
It's actually it's primarily for Ghana people, but it's for everybody.
Lawyer, please proceed.
Where's the person from? Where's the lady from?
Where are you from? Marian, where are you from? I think she muted. So lawyer, you can proceed.
Lawyer, please proceed. We'll have a Q&A session where we try to capture everybody's questions as we go along. And for anybody else, the question, we're doing something for the diaspora, but she's focused on Ghana today. So we'll get to a Q&A session later, please.
Okay, so I don't know if I should, because it looks like I don't know if everybody speaks Twi. Maybe I should just do it in English.
Be as comfortable as you
can. No, lawyer,
we
okay. Just do what you have to do. We okay. I'm pretty sure, in a paraphrase, we will just, paraphrase everything in a nutshell so that we can flow. But also, can you just give us a telephone number for your office just in case somebody wants to book an appointment?
Okay. 802-780-0564.
But just slow down a little bit.
802-780.
Can you write it in the chat box?
It's gonna come. Pacho, but you tell by the way. 802.
780-0564.
780-0564. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, lawyer, proceed.
Okay, guys, since as immigrants here, in fact, as PK rightly said in his introduction, that's one of the biggest problems I see. I say very often, everybody in the US who's an immigrant has had an immigration law encounter and has experienced. Everybody has personally experienced immigration law, because if you were not born here and you're an immigrant, you've gone through some immigration process. Unlike you be to say divorce law and as a criminal law, where and you'll be when you're arrested by the police and as a divorce and you'll be with divorce. and a real estate property law, and you'll be on what dying or whatever. But immigration is sort of like the convergent point. Everybody has had an experience. And so, unfortunately, because everybody has had a personal experience, some people think that, oh, they're very simple and they can advise other people. And then we sometimes we're helpful to young people, but sometimes we can end up putting people in trouble because your personal experience is not necessarily the law. That's my starting point. We see a lot of people feel like, oh, immigration, they're easy. Oh, yeah, now they call. But in law, you will two things. For example, who file any type of immigration application. There are two things that you have to be mindful of. You find they say, what by US now? Uklu ye US citizen. Now, person uklu or US citizen. Person file ma wo or foreign national na say Ghana. They would have to show two things. Number one, the burden of proof is on you. One casa now who apply, you bear the burden of proof. What does that mean? It means that who seeking who part US government actually so mama green card, I said the other day also say you have to prove to them that you qualify for the benefit you are seeking. And then the second thing is that you have to understand the legal standard upon which your application is based. There were various legal standards. In our example, say what we US citizen or file out. The legal standard, if you are not in removal proceedings, is by a preponderance of the evidence. It's your different legal standards.
When you say preponderance, what was the word that you just used?
By the preponderance of the
What does that mean?
Okay. It's, I'm sure a lot of us have heard about criminal prosecution. The prosecution has to prove their case beyond every reasonable doubt. And I said beyond reasonable doubt. Beyond reasonable doubt, I should say. That's a higher standard in law. And you ever say Obia Kuku Bina or Modene Kokota. You ever say PK Wakuku, yes, still Wakuku be. It's alleged. It is alleged still Wakuku be. That US prosecutors made the court. The burden is on the US government to prove that PK and no other person killed the deceased. Number two, they don't only have to prove you killed the person, they have to prove it by beyond reasonable doubt. And in legal parlance, so it's about 99% certainty, say PK and a kuni pardon. It's because somebody's freedom is at risk. Into the legal standard is very high. So so if they do not meet that high legal standard, then they are in trouble. You can go scot free, even if you kill
on
them.
the other side, Ghana has the accusatorial way whereby you have to prove to the government to say, because in Ghana we accuse you for it, but you have to prove to yourself that the law says, but over here the law has to prove to you say, so it's like two different versions.
Yeah. It's even in Ghana and the crime. So this is a common law principle. Innocent until proven guilty, a basic legal principle to anywhere in the world. Upholding the tenets of justice. I want to mean that the accused person should ever prove. Normally, sometimes with defenses, I'll be say you're criminal, but I won't go too much into detail. But the burden is on the government. But U.S. immigration, because they are civil proceedings, by the preponderance of the evidence, you bear the burden of proving, say, I won't qualify for green card now. These are not the government. Now, the burden is not on the government. They don't care. Because almost Mao benefit, which is a green card, it's your freedom is not at risk, your liberty is not at risk. Almost burden to prove. So one of the things I noticed with immigrant, so let me say preponderance of the evidence again, OSHA beyond reasonable doubt are 99%. By a preponderance of the evidence, case law, judicial precedence has established a 50% chance that it's likely to be true. So it's only a mathematical calculation. I say 50% chance say so you're proving to the US government say costs are.
Exactly.
America, every year, they're only giving about 226,000 visas under the family-based immigration. Together with employment-based, there are about 400,000 immigrant visas every year. And I tell people, say, oh my goodness, the quota, U.S. Department of State does this quota allocation. Oh my goodness, there's no cap. Not just a PK, you call Walmart cry, just say, the whole world is here. Just say, aisles, hospitals, schools, it's not possible for us to live comfortably. We have libraries, facilities that are, those facilities, go along with the population within that district and after that area and other states. It's, they always need to make sure say Obia can have access to those things. So obviously there's that quota. It's, once you've come here, you've come to overstay. And yet, one of the exceptions, it's known as a bar to adjustment of status. Ufi baby now over US, now person green card. The process of becoming a green card holder and as a local permanent resident is known as an adjustment of status. You are adjusting your status.
Exactly.
Now, in order to adjust the status, you normally should be in lawful status to adjust. If you're out of status,
so to say, based on church about the mind is here, I don't know. In some cases, I don't know.
you're breaking up. You're breaking up. I can't hear you.
Oh, what to make us say? What to make us?
I said, breaking up. It's not.
Okay, continue. To us all.
Okay. So, where was I? Yes. It's, this is known as a bar to adjustment. If you have overstayed, and I said, just say, B2 visa. B2 visa, normally they give you I-94, make sure how long you can stay. That's another one of them, another misconception. Because so many 5-year visa and for 5 years. No. At each time, the CBP officer know what ports of entry and our airports eventually say, 1 month. Normally, the maximum is 6 months. Open more time, you need to file an extension with USCIS seeking permission to stay for a longer time. No, it's after 6 months you've overstayed. If you overstay for more than 180 days, less than 1 year, US back to Ghana, you trigger a 3-year bar. If you overstay in the US for more than 1 year, US it becomes a 10-year bar. You cannot come into the US. So it's not going to overstay. They have to get the paper before they leave because have pay. The bar is activated.
Okay.
Now, the exceptions to the bars of adjustment. So who are US citizen now? And I say, you are a parent of a US citizen. If you are back 25 years ago, and by the 14th Amendment, anybody that delivers on the soil of the United States automatically acquires US citizenship. It doesn't matter, say, we are undocumented, or papa, and cancer, you are undocumented. So far as you are born in the US, you become a US citizen. 18 or the B2 visa, you are undocumented, 25 years ago. They banned 25 years. Now, because you came in, inspected, and admitted it, despite the fact that you've overstayed, because they are known as belonging into the immediate relative category. You got 3: spouse of a U.S. citizen, parents of a U.S. citizen, minor children of a U.S. citizen. It doesn't matter if you stay 100 years in the U.S., 150 years, you can still adjust your status. So long as you were inspected and admitted. Of course, there are still some exceptions I won't go into, but then there are other types of exceptions here. Say you're filing under humanitarian grounds. If I say U visa, T visa, U visa, you're a victim of a qualifying crime. This is another thing I find that the Ghanaian community didn't know. I talk to people and they've had crimes committed against them, and they could potentially get green cards through the process, but they don't know. Almost undocumented, but crimes such as rape, torture, murder, abuse, incest, domestic violence, extortion, blackmail, crimes, attempted conspiracy. If you are the victim of the crime and you suffered physical or mental abuse based on the crime, and that's why witness here you can help the US government to solve it. That you could get something like a U visa non-immigrant status. From then you can apply for a green card. T visa, trafficking, labor trafficking. If you are here now, it's all you see. The bank criteria against you. Normal 15 hours a day, no break. Minimum is against the rules. Just working you like a donkey. You have to consult with a lawyer. We screen you for T visa. And then so those type of exceptions, so because they know, say, oh, those people could not sometimes not be in lawful status because of homeless situation, they allow them to adjust their status. It's all once you overstay, then it becomes very hard for you to adjust your status. So people should be mindful of that.
Okay. Lawyer, what make us say?
Okay, let's try. So I think it's okay.
So basically, you've I think that you've broken it down in a nutshell. And these are a lot of questions that runs to people's mind whenever I say. Don't make a statement here about say if you are given a 6 months stay, it will come and say. So about the social status now, you have to do it before 6 months in the person. And some people said in 2 case scenarios, right? Scenario A, Kojo may bet now 3 months later, no, the real best shadow Croman no, wareno in Crate. And then Kwesi Mensa, or no bet now over 6 months. Now, the real episode of warren. So, some Jenny Anna.
Vicky, I'm so sorry. You are breaking so much. I don't know if the rest of the people can hear you. Also, they should drop
me talk perfectly.
PK, it looks like we're having a hard time hearing you. I would say, I don't know.
The microphone or you the FM, so the time.
Oh no, I think PK. Let's try it again. Let's see.
I think it's internet. There's no microphone.
PK, try speaking again. The people are coming after you.
What's it,
it's still a bit choppy.
Yeah, but it's not a microphone.
I think also working on the internet and change your position.
Yeah, the internet is not good.
But you can type it. I don't know, and that's it.
Okay, well, proceed, lawyer, proceed. I know I be so as we started, but anyway, lawyer, proceed.
Well, some questions. Okay, we'll be saying, can I ask Anna? I should still talk some more before we go into the questions.
No, keep talking.
Yeah, please, lawyer, please keep going. When you come to your briefing, and then we're going to open the floor for questions. Yeah, please.
Okay, so
Me pachoba more Facebook. Mama me 1 minute. I'm gonna just bring them through. Why? Someone number.
If you have because we move back the green card and they're going to now be on the government for food stamps, Medicaid, housing. Nobody likes elite, right? Obia wo oka down for or no so betimi ama obibi now so betimi ama the bibi. Enya down for every day or sorry o cash up me $100 every week. Problem about you know, you also want someone also want you betimi aboa, right? So the US government in the same vein also so no. They want to, they want to give you a green card, but they want to make sure that we hear you must want to pay your taxes. And if you are petitioning for someone, you will make sure that the person will not become a burden on the US government. So the petitioner will have to show that you will not become a public charge by showing someone filing on the taxes and they meet their income threshold.
Lawyer, to be saying.
Okay.
Dave, just ask me the questions. Ask me the questions. I'm answering the questions.
I wanted to finish first. Lawyer Patriria.
Yeah, I think I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah, we can go into.
Perfect. So around the time, if you have any questions, raise your hand. We'll get to you. We're going to start with Nathan. Nathan, please go ahead. What's your question?
Lord.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. The question, the first one has to do with the taxes. Some of us are in the United States on student visa, and recently, we filed for the taxes, and I use one of the apps, one of the systems, system for tax filing, and I was told that wasn't the right one I was supposed to use. It's Tabu Tax. Yeah, Tabu Tax. That wasn't the right one. So I'm supposed to file amendment tax and all of that. But after some research I did on Google, I have to like 3 years to that taxes. And so I didn't want to rush things. Although I have intentions to adjust status, eventually, but I don't know how that's going to affect me if I don't amend that much, because they now look for the most recent. And, if I'm planning to maybe adjust status in the next 3 years after my studies, can I maybe do well to file if the last final year the right way, so that they are affecting me? And current one, probably, I would like to clarify that for me. That is one. And then the second one, it's a general question. Maybe a lot of people might also be curious. How much is your legal application fee? I would like to know. Going forward, maybe I will start saving towards that direction. But the ball, no. Thank you very much.
Nathan, I think for the latter question, or the number to be private, but the first one.
All right.
First part, I think that's fine.
Okay, Nathan, thank you for your question. So again, my main issue disclaimer. On such a public forum, I will not be giving legal advice because I'm not allowed to ethically. I will need to normally law school, and one of the most common answers a lecturer will tell you about is it depends. Everything depends, because in law, we will normally have for example, the overarching legal principle, near war, exceptions. And under those exceptions, you can have exceptions of exceptions and exclusions of exceptions. The permutations are just too many to be able to give you a comprehensive answer to say. So with that disclaimer, we're just doing this for the purposes of legal education, right? Not
Thank you so much.
Giving you legal advice for your situation. So Nathan, Mecca is also a F1 student. So normally for F1 students, if you are, I know a lot of you try to do the employment-based application. And only they don't usually ask for tax returns because your employers know that a petition now, so they will submit all their match. But of course, it's always good to make sure you amend your taxes. So for example, once you become a US citizen, once you apply for citizenship, you for citizenship based on generally. Number two, residents, residents for the last 5 years. Sometimes you would want to take the last 5 years taxes, to show, say, oh, good, you're a person who opposes the law near there. So for some of these unforeseen, if you have to amend something, you just make sure you need to amend it to avoid any issues. And if you are a foreign national, now normally I know what taxes a petitioner a taxes. So the US citizen and a green card holder or parliament no only taxes, when they apply for a green card for you, almost they no by that, they want to make sure that they are entering into a contract with the US government to make sure these people are, doing the right thing. So
thank you so much.
Oh, and then for his second question about, let me answer that. When it comes to legal, to send out, when who doctor tells you how much will it cost? Me surgery, surgery being then a year. I don't know. I have to do the consultation, do the diagnosis, and even if there are different types of cancer, or be there, what stage are you in? So that will determine the cost. It's very hard, but our consultation fees also they vary. So yeah, just call us as
Thank you so much, Lawyer Poku. I'm going to add to Pacho Yadoso for the purpose of to get to everybody. Pacho, one question per person, and after that we'll have to go to the group chat. Thank you so much. I believe the next person is Biz. Biz, Pacho, you have a question, please. The lawyer is ready.
Yeah. Thank you. And where me Pacho, person me who say unya green card. So unya green card through DV lottery, right? But
yeah,
time unya DV lottery. No call interview ni wiye ya. Unya temporary visa now the beba. And I worry. And so now baby room. And no say do say file for citizenship bit me about.
So some of the immigrant visas, you cannot get married before you are admitted as a lawful permanent resident. For example, if you file under the preference immigrants category F2B, is a green card holders and married children of green card holders. If you are petitioned for as an unmarried child of a green card holder, you have to come in, get the stamp, I-551 stamp as a lawful permanent resident, and then after that you get married. I've seen cases where people have their immigrant visas revoked because, and I said they will be referred to immigration court because but visa lottery, there's no such rule. As a visa lottery winner, you can get married at any time. What they also don't want, because the problem is that visa lottery, there's a lot of relationship fraud. And will say immediately people win the visa lottery. The next 2 months, no matter worry. When you go for the interview, they see that it looks like they paired you guys just to get. Those are some of the concerns. Worry on visa lottery just before you come in. Sometimes those concerns could be raised once you file the I-130 or the subsequent petition to ask your wife to come in. They can look into it to see, say, worry because of green card lottery and not say that you worry, papa. So that's the only concern when it comes to visa lottery. But with the visa lottery, the ultimate worry at any point in time, there's no impediment. Under the F2B category I'm making, once you get married before coming in, you are no longer eligible for that immigrant visa. Mommy, a green card holder or US. So green card holders can only file for 2 categories of people. They can file for their children, unmarried children, and their spouses. Who your green card holder now bow worry or Ghana, who to me file man. So green card holders can file for only 2 people, 2 types of people: spouses and married children. US citizens can file for unmarried children, married children, siblings, spouses, parents. It's who your US citizen now file under the F1 immigrant category, which is an unmarried son or daughter of a US citizen. That's all for warrior. before you are admitted as a lawful permanent resident, your petition is now converted into an F3 category, which now becomes a married son or daughter of a U.S. citizen. Unlike F2B now, as I say, there's no conversion because now you're no longer eligible because green card holder cannot file for unmarried children. So those are some of the things you have to be careful of. I'm sorry, I have a very bad cold. I'm sure I sound very nasal. Forgive me.
So, but you're making me some question.
But your next question, Auntie Bernice. As Bernice, Auntie, you have your hand up.
Okay. The person who said, we are dependent S2. After we go Ghana, how long and I wait to me at the after me S2. My baba unim stress. If you are supposed to, what if the umame eba emane better say or more green card in a me and my last question is say now beka wa ama wa wie na wo bisa no so ye wu atumi akọ back to Ghana go je akọ na wo bisa na na say wo di I-20 net na ha betumi akọ fie ba ana say waka mpacho betemi.
How did the F2 did they come in with the F2 visa or the B2 buy and change it to F2?
That was the F2, the F1 in F3 Ghana na.
So there should be no concerns with traveling. One thing I'll tell you is, you guys, there's a difference. There's a difference between a visa and status. It's different. So people on a B2 visa, no be removed, not on your I-20, no change this status. So before the I-94, no your FR, they do not have a visa. They have F status. Once you depart the US, you need to go for a visa from your country before you can come back into the US. In terms of F2, no one now, but I remember people who can petition for immigrant visas. You have to have proper lawful status. We are non-immigrant. And that's all non-immigrant status. You cannot petition for generally F2 say no. You can only probably try a B2 visa. Say no, they don't want to hear say because when you hire a professional. Almost are different. Once you are here, they want to protect the labor market, the integrity of the labor market. I see that sometimes even Ghana for or won't collect you so sometimes at the border, I've had people call me. They've revoked their visas because Umami cannot come into the US and work on a B2 visa. So woman is or shawumba. It's not allowed by law. I won't say more culture and I say, I won't say a culture and I say. You see, so if you say something like that, they'll tell you, well, you need to hire a nanny. Because what they don't want is Obia Ghana who has almost here Juma. Then the nannies here will not get work. So it shouldn't be because Baby here Juma be if she's coming, she has to come under one of the visa categories. If it's a B2, it's for visit. It cannot be so about base, so move, and then you give her some money, So yeah. If you need more help, please contact me so that I can understand some more and then be able to offer you the assistance. Okay.
Laura, thank you so much. Around this time, Pacho, Mama Hayfoot. Nick, please raise your hand on the app. They have people not your physical hand. There are people who raise their hand. So I'll get back to you, Nick. Why, please.
Thank you.
There are a few people ahead of you. I see you, but I'll get back to you. Mama Hayford, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Lawyer, I'm patching my question, but simple question. We not all come about let's say F1 visa not a wua. Call back, it would take like 10 years, Pacho. But so yeah, F1 visa, like my has since high school, Sisi and I'm junior college, but my visa new, right? But me another scholarship because me bought basketball to a 4-year college. So at the moment, my visa will back. Me still I'm renewing me I-20 into me person who say minye juma biada me because of me basketball. It's me school fees, name me housing in BBA. Even though I want to work, I'm not able to do it, and I'm in for any process. Besides, say, obi to seminar, no exception. Like minimum say what the American say.
Okay, let me address the first part of what you said. Let me make a clarification. Exceptions that make what we have just we have an exact case in point now. You guys remember Samika Chemo say, if you overstay your visa, now Udi Party USR, you will get a bar, 3-year bar or 10-year bar, depending on the length of your overstay in the US. Now, there's an exception to that rule when it comes to F, J, and M visa holders. F visa holders, student visas, M year, also student visa holders for non-academic type of visas like culinary school, and then J, exchange, cultural exchange visitor program for. If you are on these type of visas, if you overstay your visa or you overstay, like normally some company they are giving something known as DS, duration of stay. They are not giving 2 months and 3 months say B2 for. So they are almost cases are different. For those type of people, once your service record is terminated, that just says school November ice in class. School so she's no longer in a period of authorized stay. At that point, you are out of status, but you do not start accruing a lawful presence. With the F, M, and J, a U.S. government official and now say an immigration judge has to declare you out of status before you start accruing a lawful presence. Unlike B2 now, I-94 expire now, you start accruing a lawful presence. So I don't know, it's a little complex, but there's a difference between being out of status and you starting accruing a lawful presence. For example, if you come into the US on a B2 visitors visa, now at the 4th month, almost 6 months, at the 4th month, you get married and you will file an adjustment of status at what they call USCIS. By the 8th month, you are out of status, but you don't start accruing a lawful presence because you have a pending adjustment of status case. So when you say you're out of status, but you are fine because you owe assembly, they're still adjudicating. So with Mami, so for if you're, I think you still need to consult with me so I can understand some more about your situation. But that's the clarification I can give.
Make me this question.
Well, you do say, if I'm able to say 1 second. Nana, Mr. Lawyer Poku, thank you so much. I think next question here, Tina. Tina, please go ahead.
Me that's be your lawyer me patcho nyamisha wo kwenya ya wo diama ina say musa ni here. My question is 2018 and me kwame wa no ya American and of falima me bana that time me green card holder. Or falima no and children a COVID here that woman obviously as na say embassies was closed, everywhere was closed, shut down. Now you reason back no. Basi no. More approve everything, but it's kind of delaying that, and I don't know what to do. And if there's any advice, I'll be to media mamina. I'll take it from there because my family is 17 years old now. Nyami Adwobenya 22 in September. Temperature question.
There's a lot of backlog. I won't be able to tell you what to do without knowing if and we're doing the process. So I mentioned that it's a 2-part process. I could still break it down into a 3-part process. First part is USCIS, where you file the immigrant visa petition, demonstrate the immigration status of the petitioner, and then the relationship between on any beneficiary. That could take about a year. Second part is NVC. Once the petition is approved, it's forwarded to the National Visa Center, which acts as a liaison between USCIS and the U.S. Embassy where your beneficiary is based. With documents. At that point, once you become documentally qualified, the date of your documentary qualification, anybody may share where you've gotten to. Information where any website be also is because this is the work I do. I know maybe you may do green card holders, petitioners, any U.S. citizen petitioners, depending on your category, I can tell you where at which point in time open from for interview based on the date of your documentary qualification and all your status. But generally, the process is taking about 3 years minimum, sometimes even 2.5 years. So there's just a backlog. So it's harder for me. I mean, I won't be able to tell you why the delay or where exactly you are in the process without knowing more.
Thank you so much, lawyer. I think next person is here. Yao, Pacho, if you could unmute and ask a question.
Okay. So, Ms. Lawyer Poku, thank you so much for today. I am basically on an F1. I just wanted to know, with the F1 status, how does the marriage process typically go if you are still clear, like I still have some time on, but like how does the marriage process go for an F1 student?
Okay, so for an F1 student, which is F1 is a non-immigrant, lawful non-immigrant status. Same. I mean, there's no special rule. But the thing is that if the F1, you're getting married to a green card holder, it's fine because you're still in status. So please, one other thing I'll tell you guys, anybody who's getting married to a green card holder, it's not making sure say you are in status, lawful status. It's when you're F1 now, worry green card holder, that's fine. Once you fall out of status and you get married to a green card holder, it's a problem. They are usually going to deny your application and tell you to go consular process, go back to your country and get a visa. If you are an F1 or in F1 status and you get married to a US citizen, you are also fine. Once you fall out of status as an F1 and you get married to a US citizen, you are also fine. As I mentioned to you, getting married to a US citizen is an exception to the documents. It's not just a I don't see any impediment. So far as you are still in lawful non-immigrant status, you're fine. You can get married to a US citizen, you can get married to a green card holder, and you should be fine. Once you fall out of status as an F1, then you can only get married to a US citizen in order to get your papers. Of course, you can get married to anybody you want, but if you want a US immigration benefit, you should get married to a US citizen if you don't want to depart the US. Because the problem is once you've overstayed and you depart the US, then the bar is triggered. Why a 3-year bar or 10-year bar, and then sometimes you have to file waivers to cure your unlawful presence in the US. If you have the qualified relatives or you are eligible.
Awesome, thank you.
Lawyer Poku, thank you so much. Before
you guys can come AK Poku. Don't worry, AK Poku is
okay, AK Poku. I think that's even shorter. AK Poku, I'm going to take a few questions from the chat because not everybody's able to raise their hand. I believe I'm going to go far back to question. Please forgive me. Somebody asked how long does it take to adjust one status from F1 to green card. I believe that's relative. So please go ahead if you could take that. How long does it take to shift from F1 to a green card?
Yeah. So generally, it depends on a few things. Where you are obviously applying from, because some service centers are faster, some field offices are also faster. But generally, I would say if you're here in the US and you are trying to adjust your status, it could take about a year. It could take about 15 months. It could take less time. 80% of cases are normally processed within about a year or a year and a half, thereabout. But some people get very lucky, and within a few months, their case moves really fast. But obviously, if we file an application, now you have issues, things they need to verify. Now, some people send RFE, request for evidence. They say, I said, they'll send you something known as a request for evidence, and you have to respond within 87 days of receiving that notice. Those things tend to delay your process. But barring those type of things, generally, it's about a year for an adjustment from F1 to green card holder.
Perfect. I'm going to take another one from the chat. I'm an F1 holder. I won the DV lottery 2024 and want to adjust my status when the fiscal year begins in October 2023. Can I start my adjustment process now?
Okay, so that means on your DV 2024 winner. Congratulations, that's wonderful. Now DV 2024, you know, I've shared a lot of videos on my social media. What you need to do next You need to submit your DS-260. I've shared several videos on what documents share as well. But now, you are no longer doing a consular processing as if you're in Ghana. If you're here, you're doing an adjustment of status process. And the visa lottery, I'll tell you, not many people understand how to do them. Adjustment of status. We currently just mailed some emergency visa lottery applications. One of them, the guy had tried to apply by himself. He came to the US on an H-1B, won the visa lottery, sent it, and his application was rejected. And now he's out of time. Two very important things about the visa lottery. It's a very time-sensitive application because you guys know only 55,000 visas, immigrants visas issued each year under the visa lottery. 5,000 for Nakara victims and then 50,000 for those winners. Now, for those 50,000, you won the DV 2024. By September 30th, 2024, midnight, no more visas will be issued under that. If by June 2024, they've hit the 50,000 mark, it doesn't matter, you're not getting a visa. So it's a race for time, right? So you have to be very fast, strategic, and accurate. They do not, because when it's a visa lottery, so it's like they're doing you a favor. It's a lottery, it's a game. So they don't owe you jack. Like, and the rules are very strict. They are very, very strict. If your US citizen's spouse files for you, you have a lot more leg room. You can file waivers. Visa lottery, the least thing that deny you, because that's almost now. Right. It's very, very crazy with the visa lottery. They disqualify, they just deny just like that. So the next thing I'll tell you is that with the DB 2024, you need to submit your DS-260 if you're in Ghana. But if you're in the US here, you normally have to pay the KCC visa processing fees, Kentucky Consular Center, and then the fiscal year will begin from October 2023 when they open up, they open up to start collecting the entries. And you have to know what your case number is or your rank number. You know, the visa lottery, 100,000 selectees are, 100,000 people are selected. And then the computer randomizes the selection. So from number 1 to 100,000. Now, the lower your case number, the higher your chances of getting an immigrant visa or a green card. So you also have to follow the visa bulletin. Every month, the U.S. Department of State will release a visa bulletin telling you whether your case number is current. So if you were charged to Africa, you look at your case number, and if it's current, you can put in your I-485 or your adjustment of status application. You see, so it will start from October 2023. If your case number is current on the visa bulletin, then you can submit your application. So it's a little bit complex. So just make sure you contact me and I can make sure we access you. But now you cannot submit anything for DV 2024. They'll do it from October 2023 all the way through to September 2024, and then it's game over. Okay.
Lawyer, can you hear me now?
Lawyer Poku, thank you so much. PK, let's try it again.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can I ask some question?
Okay, because we want to take a quick commercial break and come back to it. Okay. So viewers, please let's take a quick commercial break. Then we'll come back to it.
Okay, you guys will be running very, very soon.
Oh, you'll be running soon? Just one commercial break. Just one commercial break. We need to take a sip of water. Just one commercial break. Then we'll come back soon.
PK, it looks like it's still choppy. I don't know what's going on with your connection. So, lawyer, how many minutes we have on you? I know we pushed back for time, but we have a lot of questions. 2 questions that I have. How many minutes do we have with you, and are you coming back next week?
Okay, so I probably could do till 7:20.
Okay.
And then next week, unfortunately, I don't keep my schedule. My schedule is very, very hectic. So I believe PK must have scheduled much earlier because he got this date. So I'm booked out months in advance. So next week, I don't believe I will be available at all.
That's
so we can connect. And we can find another time.
Absolutely. Yes. Gloria.
Dave.
My question is, how old can your daughter?
Center. So what is going on?
Yeah, that's the process. Once USCIS approves your, well, let me start by saying, you guys, I saw, David, please permit me to answer this question. I saw someone asking, are consultations free?
No.
Unfortunately for US immigration, I do not offer free consultations. I do, however, do a lot of educational videos, a lot of them on my social media channel. So if you want, oh, my Mac is also about to just go out of power. If you want free help, you can comment on our social media videos, and then I can try to do a video for you so that it benefits the whole world. If you want one-on-one, that is not for free. You have to, but if you're calling us to schedule a paid consultation, so that I can dedicate attention to your case and be able to help you very well. So to his question, yes, that's the process. Once you get approved with USCIS and your case is forwarded to the NPC, you have to pay for the fees. You pay for the immigrant visa processing fees. The DS-260 is not free as well. You need to pay. Once you pay and you submit your civil financial documents, then they can give you the email showing you are documentally qualified. The longer you wait, you see that the U.S. immigration process, it's a queue-based system. First in, first out. So whoever is documentally qualified first, so once you file, you get something known as a priority list. That's your place in line in the US visa queue. And then once you get documentally qualified, that date becomes your second place in line. So the longer you wait, all the people that even file after you and get documentally qualified earlier than you, there are people who will be scheduled for an interview faster than your mother. So you are better off paying as fast as possible and doing everything to become documentally qualified. Then you are in line to be scheduled. Your mother is in line to be scheduled for an interview.
Thank you so much, Poku. I'm gonna hand it to Augustine's iPhone. I know you've been trying to.
Dave, I'm back on right now. Can you hear me?
1 second, PK. Yes, we can hear you, PK. Yes. Augustine, please, Uncle Bachokaza.
I think Sir Jerry had his hand on for a very long time too.
What? Augustine, please go ahead.
Oh, thank you very much. This is Jerry. Can I go?
Sure.
Yeah. So I think lawyer has really touched on my question earlier on. I talked to my mom. We went through USCIS, went through MVC. Everything's been approved. We're still waiting for interview dates in Ghana. And also, I want to find out, U.S. citizens, how long will it take for me to, let's say I want to invite my siblings. Instead of filing for them, it takes, a couple of years, but I want to invite them. What are my chances? Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Poku, let me add both questions because I know you've already been on time, so we can just knock both of them out. Augustine, but your question is, sir.
My question is, maybe a citizen or US here for a long time. Now, if you are not madam or can't task with myself, now maybe in Ghana, I'm very far from we used to see a state, we start on 2,000 people being fired tax. For the 5 years, we fired tax. Let me give you a back. I'm back to making that 5,000. Because we fired tax, according to the
very good question.
Okay, so yeah, that's something we have to review for you. For some people who check form this immigration application, you have to say, file it for adjustment of status and even a green card. I'll maybe I'll say, have you filed, what has been your income for the last 3 years as a petitioner? And they'll say, did you pay taxes? If you didn't file taxes, did you fall under one of the exceptions? So those are some of the things we look up for you to see. And sometimes, even if you don't have the income required, you can get something known as a joint sponsor. No account. So I certainly have to review that for you. And what was the first question? Someone was asking.
I believe it was along the lines of
it was Jerry question with the siblings.
Yeah.
Okay. Then how long does it take for my mom?
Yeah. So if you're a U.S. citizen, as I told you, you can file for an immigrant visa petition for your immediate family, major relative family members, right? Now, if you want to file for any other person, you can do a non-immigrant visa, like a B2 visa, for them to come and visit the U.S. Now, as for the B2 visa, you schedule the appointment yourself, unlike the immigrant visa where the NVC or the U.S. Embassy will invite you on this date to come for your interview. With the B2, once you pay the visa application fees and fill out the DS-160 or the non-immigrant visa application forms, you will go on to the booking appointment of the U.S. Embassy, the CAC portal, and then you look at the next available dates, and you can only see available dates after you bring the payment. If you look at the non-immigrant visa wait times, they claim it's about, I believe the last time I checked for it, was about 113 days for the U.S. Embassy in Accra, Ghana, for non-immigrant visas. But in actual fact, for some reason, people are having to wait sometimes a year or more just to get a slot, just to be able to get an interview date to go for their non-immigrant visa interview. So that fluctuates all the time based on availability of dates. Some people cancel. So it's, you just have to check. Once you pay the non-immigrant visa fee, you check what available dates you have. And yes, you can file, you can help anybody. They don't have to be they can be your cousin, friend. You can file a B2 visa application for them, sort of like you are inviting them, kind of thing.
Thank you so much.
Lawyer, yeah, that's it.
When they come and they stay, is that a problem?
Jerry, Jerry, please, let's hold on, guys, let's do this real quick. just a second, please.
Hello.
Just a
This is
second,
Marshall.
please.
Can I talk?
No, please. Hold on. She has to go. And we have to limit the questions at this point. We're gonna come up with something that will get everybody satisfied with their questions. So please, we have to address this show. I've exceeded her time by 30 minutes based on the conversation that I have with her. I don't want a situation whereby if we are trying to bring it back next time, it might be a problem. So I will have to let her go at this point. Then we're gonna come up with a different procedure to make sure that everybody's question get answered. So we're gonna make this work, but we have to sign up with it. So lawyer, please, at this point, can you please give us your final words in 30 seconds, and we'll thank you for coming on the show. Please, what is your final words to every diaspora listening to you at this point?
Wow. Thank you guys. It's been a very engaging session. I see you guys have a lot of questions. Hopefully we can do this again. But if you need assistance, please, on my social media platforms, AK Poku Law, just DM us or you can call, and then I can have time for you and then help you. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Memorial Day so far as well.
Thank you so much for coming on board when you was invited, because this is a tough one and we really appreciate your time. I know, I stayed with time over 40 minutes, but please, it will not happen again the next time that you come on the show. So this shouldn't be a hindrance for coming back over here. Thank you so much. And this should tell you that our viewers are so much in love with your presentation, and that is why they have all these questions for you. But what I'm going to be doing, I know you're going to be offline, so when we're going to be doing the Q&A still. When they ask the question that none of us on the platform can answer, I might test you, and if you can send me the response back so that I can just let them know. We're still going to be bugging on the side, but thank you very much for your time.
I think you can compile all the questions.
Right.
And, next time we could touch on them, because I'm very, very wary of other people giving immigrants advice. It's always a good thing, but please, they could mess people up. So I don't encourage that you try to answer questions.
We will. We'll definitely bring you back. Again, thank you so much. PK, thanks so much for bringing it on board. But there's a demand for your service. We had 200 people on the call at one point. So thank you, AK Poku. We'll bring you back if we can. In the meantime, I think it's a very touchy subject for us. So thanks for making the time. Yes, we hope to see you soon.
You guys are very welcome. I was very excited to be here to share with you. So I hope this benefited you. All the best. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you so much. Before we go to a quick commercial break, I'm going to put, and I've done this several times. I know some of you guys when I answered. Vanessa, I'm sorry. Kai, Prince, all of you guys. I'm going to put her number in the chat so you can reach out to her directly for a consultation or just a quick question, because her time was actually a limit. As PK said, I think she went about 30 minutes over. So please reach out to her directly if you have any questions. We can take a quick commercial break now, producer.
Okay, producer, director David.
Oh, hello, people. My name is Caleb Bosco, the only boss. I went to others. Have you heard? Wait, do you know that Tap Send is live in Texas? Oh, you didn't know? We went to New York. Now we are live in Texas. So people in Texas and around, all you have to do is to download Tap Send. Yes, Tap Send has become the most unique, secure, and fast way of sending money across the world to your loved ones anywhere. Okay? So download Tap Send on Google Play Store or App Store. And when you're in Texas or around, you just have to put in the code TXGH. What did I say? TXGH. And you get $10 for your first transaction you make. Mahama Media, Texas, you drew. Very soon, we'll conquer everywhere.
Download Tap Send now on Google Play and App Store. Tap Send. It's secure, convenient, easy, and fast.
All right, Mustafa, thank you guys so much for your questions and also your contribution. I know that you guys did extremely well by asking all those questions. But sometimes people do have experiences that they went through and that's really worked for them. Even though it's not one cap fits all. I always feel people always have experiences that they've been to. Like somebody just asked a question about VAWA, right? I know about 3 or 4 people that have gone through the VAWA process and everything went on smooth for them. In as much as nobody's a lawyer here to give the right answer or the best advices, there's always a chance that people can actually come up with something good for things to prevail. So I mean, at this point, Dr. David, I don't know if you want to go with the Q&A for or any startup set issues. We can proceed with that one.
Thanks so much, PK. I think I'm going to go back to echoing what, first of all, Lawyer A.K. Poku was amazing. Thank you so much. For the people that we didn't get a chance to get to, my apologies. I think what she was trying to avoid is our individual experience is very subjective to what other people's are. So again, we'll bring a lawyer back, even if it's not Dr. A.K. Poku. We'd like to bring her back, but we see that as an issue that we can actually resolve or have people to come on board. So we would not be answering any questions on behalf of the lawyer because PK and I are not lawyers. No, any of our staff members are lawyers. We've had our own experiences and heard anecdotal solutions. So we would not be answering questions to that pertaining to anything immigration related. Second part to what PK just said, I see we've dropped from 200 to 122. So clearly, people are here to talk to more immigration about us. But what I'm going to echo here regarding TapTap is, again, look, we're super grateful for all of you. TapTap was able to scale in the UK through mediums like this, where we come to a gathering, we'll be able to talk to and discuss it. So we're not just your neighborhood remittance company. We care for you as a community as well. And we see you guys express that to us by coming. In the meantime, from now until maybe the next 30 minutes, if you have any question regarding TapTap Send, please raise your hand and be able to answer them. If it's immigration, we'll have to schedule until PK and I find another lawyer or bring Lawyer Poku back, if that makes sense. So please, if you have any questions regarding TapTap, please raise your hand and we want to have to assist you for the next 30 minutes. So Nick, I'm not sure if it's a question for TapTap or it was from the initial question that you had before. Nick, if you're talking, you're on mute, boss. Okay, we're going to proceed to.
I cannot say that name. Elefante?
Yeah, exactly. I'm struggling myself. Elefante. Elefante, if you have a question, please.
It's Elefante, not Elf. There's an E.
Yeah, let's call it Elf. Yeah, Elf, if you have a question, please raise your please unmute yourself and talk. If not, iPhone, please unmute yourself and if you have a question, we want to have to answer it.
All right, I think KD. I think that all your questions were based on immigration.
With the lawyer, okay, perfect.
KD.
So in the meantime, please, one thing we'll go back to announce it again. Tap again.
Yeah, hello.
Yes,
iPhone.
Hello. Hi, how are you?
Yeah, iPhone. Yeah, this is me, Eric.
Hi, Eric.
The problem I have with TapTap Send. My problem is this time when you send money, it takes a long time before it gets to Ghana. When you call TapTap Send, they see our partners in Ghana, they are having like a technical issue. So how best can you people do to tell the partners in Ghana to resolve that issue? Because I remember one time when I sent the money, it took almost a day. It didn't went that day. I sent it there. It took a day before the money get to the Ghana the next day. That's my own problem. I have for TapTap Send. So how best are you contacting the partners in Ghana like Vodafone, MTN for them to resolve every issue very quickly so that when you send money, it can go through as soon as possible?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I think the first part is it's not something that happens often. I actually check our daily issues, but we also understand that every individual case is as severe as NEPA 5 and NEPA 5,000. So the first I'm going to answer is say yes. Up until I'll say late last year, up until today, some of our partners were not delivering as we should, right? As of I think we launched them 2.5 weeks ago. Bank of Ghana is actually one of our partners to deploy cash. So pending issues have actually dropped drastically with the issues that we had. So even getting Bank of Ghana to be a partner is a very long process. It's not going to be a Kwame and Akwesi to get that done. So we were very happy to get that done. In your case where you said the funds took that long, I would like to see, there could be several factors that led to that. But I cannot speak in general and say, oh, ABI Nipakono receiving the money, the wallet was full. That cannot be the case. It could also be the case. So I would like to see, what state are you in?
I'm in New Jersey. This is what it's not going to my family member. I was then, I'm doing my project in Ghana. So I was then buying ties, floor ties and wall ties from Kimo. Kimo Ghana Limited. And I send the money today. The money didn't get into. I send the money to, let's say, today, this morning, and I send the money. And the money get there the next day. It didn't go through until the next day before Kimo get the money. Before they were able to.
You send it to a business.
Yeah, it's a business. Yeah, I was purchasing sometimes from them. Yeah.
Okay. For context, right? And I'm asking for your number too. For context, every MTN wallet, whether it's TapTap, whatever the competitor is, every MTN wallet, Uncle, has a limit that it can hold at one time, right? Now, if the wallet's holding, let's say, I believe it's 15. Sorry, 1 second. I believe the wallet, let's say it's 15,000. If the wallet is full, Uncle, and you send, let's say the wallet is full and they have 1,000 open, you send in 2,000. It will revolve. That is not TapTap exclusive. So what I'm asking for your number. I would like to look into your account, see exactly what happened before I generalize and give a statement. I want to understand what happened here because it's not very common. Uncle, you're on mute. Uncle, you're on mute. Uncle, you're on mute, please.
It has happened to me 3 times, more than 3 times, and my number is. No,
don't share. Please, Uncle, don't share it. No, don't share it here. I've asked you a message.
Oh, okay.
Please.
Okay.
Dave.
My name is Eric. My name is Eric Mensah. You can check from your file. I've been sending money since last month. I've been sending money continuously, and I remember one time when I sent money, they didn't remit the money.
Uncle, you're on mute.
Uncle, you're on mute. But we have to reach out to you and see what exactly.
Yeah, one time when I send, they ask me a question, then they say I should send my pay slip. So I have to send my pay slip to TapTap Send before they allow me that money to go through.
No worries, Uncle. We'll look into it. I have my team here on the call. We'll look into it and give you a call, see exactly what's going on. All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Uncle.
Okay, you're welcome.
KD, if you have any questions.
And before KD goes, I want to make this quick announcement. Guys, please, let's be, very considerate of other people talking so that we can all mute ourselves when we're not talking so that we can hear what they're asking because those questions are very, very important, just like yours. So when you are not talking and you get muted, don't unmute yourself. Let other people talk so that we can all hear them. That way, when it gets to you, we can return the favor to you. Please. KD.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm KD. I recently downloaded the TapTap app and in Texas. I didn't know about it, and a friend, introduced me to it. Upon watching the advert, I saw that there's this code that probably I should have used or something, TXGH for $10 benefit, but I've already sent about 3 transactions already. Is there opportunity for me to get that benefit?
Director, before you come in real quick, when your friend that introduced you to it, did you use your friend's code?
No, please.
Oh.
So, I actually didn't know. He also didn't tell me. He just mentioned. So I personally went to the the App Store then I downloaded and I didn't know about any coding.
Okay. So Director is going to answer the second part of your question if you can still use the TXGH, okay?
Absolutely. PK, first of all, thank you so much. I'm excited you downloaded for us. Welcome to the TapTap family. What I would say is to receive your $10, yes, it's very much possible for you to do so. Now, I think what PK was driving at, if you go to the app and you press the top 3 menu button, KD, you have your own individual code.
Yes, I've realized I do have it now.
Right. So with that being said, you can refer somebody and you get your $10 back. Unfortunately, when the code is generated, it's for new senders for the first time. But we also believe that within your own network of people, you'll be able, as someone brought you along, you'll be able to bring somebody along. So you'll be able to generate $10 every time you refer somebody as yourself.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I'm also putting I'm also going to put a screenshot of how the process works for you to refer your code. Not everybody might actually know it. But PK, again, thank you so much for joining. Welcome
so one clarification. So with the Texas code, does it work or that one is no longer going to work?
The Texas code works. It works just fine for new senders. So given that you've already sent, you're not a new sender. So TXGH is for first-time senders only.
Oh, okay. All right.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Dan, I believe you're next. Dan, hi, Dan, what's your question?
Yeah. Good evening. I'm connecting from California, and TapTapSend is one of the best apps that I use to send money to Ghana.
Thank you.
Yeah. My question is TapTapSend Ghanaian based? And two, once the support system or the customer service system, who handles the customer service system? Because once I tried to send money and I was asked to produce some kind of documentation, and and when I did, I had to call to verify, and some strange voice, like Indian voice, and I said, "Hey, these people are here to scam me." So it caused me to stop using TapTapSend for a while, and which is not so good for you. So I just want some clarification about your customer service or your support team, who handles the support team or your customer service, and whether TapTapSend is a Ghana own business or something like that.
Absolutely, Dan. First of all, thank you so much. The sad part is that please don't leave. We're not scamming you. Nobody's scamming you. I'm gonna ask the question in two parts. TapTapSend is a Ghanaian community company. What that means is our entire leg of arm of business, from our head of Africa is Ghanaian to our ambassadors, right? Not in any particular order. To myself, to PK, right? We make sure that our entire experience. That's why we have a show like this, right? I mean, we have other remittance app. I'm not going to do this. So yes, it's a Ghanaian operation. One, two. Our customer service team. Next time, this is a trick I will actually share with everybody. Next time you call, you can actually say that you want to speak Tree, and we have a Ghanaian customer service team that will actually speak. Now, given that it's a global company, Dan, we call them corridors. Corridors are countries that we work in. We have countries like Bangladesh, right? We have countries Nepal. We have Ghana. We have Nigeria. We have all these countries, right? PK, myself, and everybody on the team here works within the Ghanaian ecosystem. Now, if you're building a customer service team for such a large operation, you have to spread out thing and not just make it country based. I hope I'm making sense, right? So there could be a chance that you call and you speak to me, Abia Kofi, or you speak to the next person that may have a Nigerian accent or an Indian accent. But no, it's not by any means trying to scam you. The second part of your question is you are asked to provide documentation. One thing I can confidently say, sometimes even to a fault, is how powerful and how consistent we are with security. Sometimes it might even affect the user experience. Let me give you an example. We understand that every person on this call, every single person on this call, sending $1 to $1,000 back to Ghana is hard-earned money. So we have to protect that experience. So in some cases, not you, Dan, or me, you and I might be good people, but there's a handful of people that may not have good intentions. So in the case where you're sending money, we need proof of income. And that's not just TapTap exclusive. It's our license. Our license will have to ask a certain amount that we have to ask additional information. So it's not trying to scam you, Dan, by any means. So please go back. If your account, if you haven't used it, try it again. We're not scamming. We're very excited to be here with you guys. We're growing aggressively in California. So I hope I answered your questions.
Yes, you did. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Dan. We're going to go to Charles. And Charles, if you have any question, please. Charles, if you have a question, please. If not, Oscar and A-Class, I'm not skipping you. I'm going to go to Auntie Vanessa. Auntie Vanessa, forgive me. I know. I've been looking at you for a while, and the lawyer left. Auntie Vanessa, please. Good evening. How are you?
Good evening. I'm actually raising my hand for Jonathan. He's had a question, but he's not able to use on his phone. He's not able to get his question answered. So it's for Jonathan.
Yes.
Well, Jonathan, you have the leg to proceed.
Yes. About the TapTapSend. Sometimes my wife is Vanessa. She sent me money. Sometimes it delayed. So sometimes I worry about the money, because when they are trying to send money, it delays. Sometimes the whole day it won't come. So I want to know what is going on. If there's a problem, you need to solve, because some people are relying on TapTap. That's my question.
Thank you so much, Jonathan. Also, thank you so much, Vanessa, for stepping in and helping Jonathan out. Jonathan, I think we touched on this before. We pending issues in the Eswatini. We've had other partners to stop that event. Look, if you're working for any remittance, name Tap or other companies, you have to work with a local partner. You have to. I don't care who you are, you have to. Or at least work with MT, right? Some of the issues that we've had in the past, Jonathan, this is something that we've actually shrunk that significantly. We look at that report daily, like every single day, because the last thing Saudi we do enough is kind of do it. No, I can't check because Ghana need to cry. They don't even believe so he's already sent the money in the first place. Oh, so Jonathan, I promise you, we take this very seriously, and every day we try to build a better tap. Every single day.
Yeah, thank you. I have a question. It's a question, but I'm a lawyer. So this question is supposed to go to the lawyer, but I don't know if you can give me a contact so that we can have a chat after this meeting.
Absolutely.
We're going to put a contact in the chat.
Vanessa will handle this because Vanessa has the lawyer's number into Jonathan. Bye.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Jonathan.
All right.
Oscar Tinkrine, please, if you have any questions. Oscar Tinkrine, if you have any questions. If not, move on to iPhone 7.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now, Oscar. How are you?
Hey, buddy. I'm doing good, and yourself?
Good, sir.
I think you guys are doing good with the Tap Send. I have no issues. My first question to you guys is, do you people have a cut-off limit for the month? Like how much money you can send out? For the month, I don't really know that because sometimes I want to send a large amount of money out, but I just want to know if you have a cut-off limit, how much money you can send at the end of the month. And then I also had a second question for the lawyer, but I got in a little bit late, and I will try to reach out to her. But again, I didn't know whether he did mention why the immigrant visas are being delayed, because I'm waiting for my father to get in the last 2.5 years after the last email I got for immigration was they waited to schedule it for the interview. I don't know whether the lawyer touched any pages of that. And if somebody could help me out with that, or I'll get to the lawyer and see what is going on.
Perfect. Oscar, thank you so much. So 2 parts to your question. The first part is, let me start with the lawyer part. The lawyer part, we've put her number in the group chat. So you have to reach out to her. Obviously, PK and I, none of us went to law school. I know I didn't. So we cannot speak if they have anything that has to do with immigration or litigation. The second part is, as you asked, we do have limits on how much you can send each month. So let me go through the breakdown. For US, you can send $10,000 within 30 days, right? For 90 days, it could be you can send up to $20,000, and in a year, it will have to be $60,000. Now, I'm going to caveat that with this. When you start, let's say your fair transaction, your transaction, let's say it's about like around $1,000. When we ask you to upload an ID or put a selfie, Oscar, to protect your funds. I hope you understand that. So in some cases, we'll ask you for additional information for proof of income, not for tap send. In the case we get audited, like this person sent $50,000, you have no idea how they can account for. We then lose our license. So those are the breakouts. I'm going to go back and review them again. For the first 30 days, you can send up to $10,000 US. And the next 90 days, $20,000, and for the entire year, it's up to $60,000. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, it did. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Oscar. Emmanuel, please, around this time, we'll take your question.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it. So I do use Tap, and even today, I just am very convenient, and thanks to you guys for the good job you're doing. This question is quite funny, but I think maybe I want to ask. It's about the rate, okay? And any kind of trick you could give us with respect to what time should we actually stick to the rate, and because it can change at any time. But I do know that sometimes beginning of the day, when the EST kind of starts, and I mostly see kind of the changes over there. But anything related to that, and also I know this about security. You guys are doing great, but I want to ask, what kind of assurance can you give us in terms of future security of our money and other stuff like that? Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm going to start with the second question because regarding the timing of the trick around the rates, I'll let PK handle that because PK controls rates. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But The second, I think, first of all, thank you so much, Emmanuel, for using the app. We appreciate every single new sender or even existing senders. I think, look, the security part of it is we need to have the best security for you guys while at the same time having the application being seamless. There are more crimes that happen daily, not with us. Or any particular app, but I'm talking about financial crimes that happen that we have to protect senders from. So it's something that we prioritize. I cannot tell you the number of accounts that have been stopped for fraudulent activity. In some cases that we don't even agree with. That's the first part. Now, that's the second part. The first part is the rates and the tricks. So we have a similar show with the UK where somebody said, "Oh, I'm not going to mention names, Malto." Somebody said that if you come to the show around a certain time, certain rates could be adjusted. But in all honesty, we get real-time rates every day, man. Every single day. We go to the market to go buy X amount of dollars, right? X amount of cities. So with the rate that we get is what we come back and sell at the market with a very thin margin. So for example, our margins as thin as what we get 1% of revenue. So for every $100, we get $1 to play with. And we still have to pay processes. We still have to pay issues. We still have to pay partners, right? Now, I know that's not fully answer your question. I'm about to answer your question as far as when to send. When to send is when the rate is high. The best time is the now, right? I think we sent an email out when we were looking at around the IMF capital injection to the country. The rates dropped significantly, right? At that time, Emmanuel was not in our hands. It's not in anybody's hands. The market is the market. But I'll tell you, when you see the rates are up, please, Emmanuel, send. Don't hesitate. It can go either direction. Now, the best time, is it in the morning? Is it in the evening? I do not know. I just get a rate and I give it to you as soon as I get it. So it fluctuates. I mean, sometimes we change the rates even during the day as we see if we have enough margins to play with. I hope that answers both of your questions.
Yeah, it does. So the IMF staffs, we should expect that maybe within a few months or so, something could happen in terms of it dropping, and that kind of thing.
No, it happened. So I'm sorry. Let me clarify that. So when the capital injection came from IMF, that I believe it was like 2 or 3 days. I think the rates dropped. I mean, the city appreciated across all platforms, not just us, right? So at that time, it's something that's external. We cannot control that. But when we go and the rate is the city's depreciating, and I bought that for see the nickel for me $1 no. But a bar from the Ukraine near the mom. It cried near the mom. Somebody told me, last week I was in Chicago. Somebody told me, "Oh, I didn't know. We're rate, And I'm saying, I didn't know. We want to keep you guys. We give you the best rate as possible, and do shows like this to make sure that we help you guys collectively. And we need to look at the ecosystem of the diaspora.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel.
All right. So before we call,
yes, go ahead. Okay, I was going to ask you if you have anything to say.
Yeah, before we call the next person, I just want us to be mindful that we got 9 minutes left. 8 minutes. The clock just changed on me. Well, I said 9, so I was thinking to 9. We got 9 minutes left. Producer is looking at me like, no, we got 8. But please, let's try to make our questions very short so that everybody can get their questions asked and answered. Thank you.
Thank you. Charles Adai, opportunity. If you have any questions, opportunity is here. Charles. Charles Adai. Charles. Okay.
Hello.
Hi, Ish.
Yeah, I wanted to put 2 debit card accounts on my TapTap accounts, and I was refused in one. Yeah. So I just want to know why I couldn't put 2 debit card accounts on my TapTap.
I think that has to be a user error because you can actually put 2 debit cards on your TapTap account. It's a feature that we built, I think, about 45 days ago, about 2 months ago. So it was something we're really excited about. So
Dave, let's find out when did he try to do that? When was that?
Good question.
Yeah, that is no issue, please.
Charles.
Somebody was asking a question about putting 2 debit cards.
Yeah, Charles, when did you try to put the 2 debit cards on your account?
It's about 3 months ago.
Yeah, at that time it wasn't okay, but right now you can try again.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes, Ish.
Hello?
Ish, please go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Good evening.
Good evening.
I have 2 very simple questions. I just joined about 3 minutes ago. I don't know if you've already touched on that. It's about sending money into your bank account in Ghana. My first question is, do you need just the account number or you need the bank sort code in addition? That is the first question. The second question is, how long does it take before the money hits your account?
I'm going to answer the latter question. Instant, immediately. When you send the money to bank account, it should hit your account immediately. What's needed to send the bank account? I think, Daniel, I'll let you take this before I speak out of turn for what's fully needed to send money to a bank account.
Okay, so what is needed actually is just like sending the Momo, right? So you have to put in the name of the bank account, the name of the bank, and then the account number. Sometimes the bank will ask you of the SWIFT code, but most of the times it doesn't. So you are good to go, just like that. It's very simple. Sometimes you even save it on your phone and you just paste like you used to do it, like the Momo stuff. So it's very simple. You need the name of the bank and then the account number and the person's name or the company's name. Is that okay?
Okay, yeah, that's okay. But please, when I go to your website, have you put all the bank sort codes? Maybe do you have anywhere in your?
What you need is your full name, the bank name, the bank account number, and then you confirm the bank account number.
Oh, okay. I thought you said sometimes you need a sort code, the bank sort code.
When it's needed, the app will ask you, but most of the cases it doesn't.
So please, in case when the app asks you, do you have anywhere on your website that maybe you've listed all the bank sort codes that maybe in case the app asks you, you can go there to pick the sort code?
I think you should get it yourself. Do you know why? We can't be giving all this SWIFT code because we don't we don't own the banks, right?
Okay, all right.
So once it's your bank or you are sending it to somebody, you need to get the accurate
requested from the bank.
Okay. Yeah. So in case we give you a wrong SWIFT code, I'm not saying this happens, but
I got you.
You change the SWIFT number, you come back and blame us for giving you a wrong stuff. So
all right.
Yeah, you should contact the person, get everything.
Thank you.
Okay. Daniel, thank you so much. I'm going to take a quick question from the chat.
Before we go to the chat,
said, why can we add credit cards? That's very simple. We cannot add credit cards because with credit cards, in America, with credit cards, you can actually call and cancel the transaction. And for debit cards, it's actually money that comes out of your account, right? It's something that you approve. With credit cards like American Express, where you can actually call and cancel the transaction, the chargebacks will be incredible. Will be disastrous for the company because we will not be protected. In America, if you use a credit card for transaction, you can actually dispute the charge versus a debit card experience. That's why we don't use credit cards because we'll be liable for each transaction. Willie is here.
Dave, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear that.
All right, before we go to Willie and Sian, please let's get this comment from YouTube. The comment has been on for a very long time. So this is from Ednowusu. Ednowusu said my account has been blocked. Security didn't work on my side. Fraudulent activity in my account that got my account being blocked. Then and basically she's saying that she didn't know anything about it. Too sad. Is there any way? Because I've never heard anything about security issue like this before. So is there any way you can just brush that? Can people really get into people's account without them having any vulnerabilities?
Great catch, BK. Absolutely not. So look, fin crime happens, financial crimes happen, right? The reason why we're extremely sensitive about engagement in your app is, I know a lot of people have been frustrated with, I didn't mean to selfie. Why should I have my ID? Why should I have my pay stub? It's exactly what you're describing, BK. Because if I don't protect your hard-earned money and you're vulnerable, it's a horrible experience. Not just for TapTap, just regardless. It's a horrible experience. The second part is, it's very unlikely that somebody can actually go into your account and do it. No. Now, the reason I'm saying it's unlikely, not impossible, is because you have access to your mobile device. If you don't have your password on your mobile device, that is not a TapTap issue. If you have the application open, your kids could probably play with it. That is not a TapTap issue. There's some minor things we can actually do to mitigate irresponsible transfers, right? Or not sharing your passwords and basic things like that. But as far as on our end, our user experience is highly, highly unlikely. I hope that answered the person's question.
Yes. All right. So I think you can go to Willie, and we probably can take one more.
Yes. Before Willie, just so you guys know, PK is also as busy as AK, the lawyer. So please, thank you. let's be mindful of PK's time, and we take the Bulinsia and Jerry.
And I'm also consulting with the producer to see if maybe he can extend. If not, because I think he kind of set it up in a certain time.
I need the producer to come back next week, PK. I don't want it to be upsetting. Bulinsia, please go ahead. Uncle Bacho, you're mute.
Yeah, I'm calling from Seattle, and one of my questions about the double debit cards have been answered. But I want to ask this question. Assuming I'm here in Seattle and I want to send money to somebody in a different state, is it possible with TapTapSend?
No, we're not. The reason why it's not possible with TapTapSend focuses on remittance from paying countries. Paying countries be Western countries like America, US, Canada, Germany, UK, all these countries into sub-Saharan, into Africa and Asia. So for peer-to-peer sending, really, I know in Seattle you guys are big in tech hub. I would suggest use maybe Zelle, Cash App, and all these legacy partners that you can use for peer-to-peer. So you'll not be able to send money from your account to somebody's account in another state, unless the person you're referring to account is in Ghana. As long as there's an account in Ghana, be able to forward to that person's account. But interstate transfer is not something we've actually focused on at the moment.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And we're going to take Jerry John.
Thank you. Most of my questions have been answered, but I just have a particular question I need to ask. I was in Ghana and I was trying to link up my TapTapSend with my After bank. It was really unfortunate. I wasn't able to do that. So I don't know if it was a system issue. Which of the banks that are really applicable with the app? Is After bank included?
It is, but when you say it didn't work, what happened? A lot of times, I like to. What happened?
So basically, it was asking me on my name. I use my US card. I set it up. It's not hyphenated, but when I was putting it in the bank, I think the app was suggesting that I have it hyphenated, and I did that, but still, it wouldn't allow me. So I don't know if something I could call it privately. You look into it for me.
I would love for us to go deeper. I don't think it's a system issue. We're partnered with all major banks in Ghana. So this is my surprise to hear that it's not happening. I don't know if it's a user error. I hope that's not the case. But if you could reach out to our customer service team, we'd like to unpack that because I want you to send money to Ghana.
Okay. So Director, we're gonna producer has given me the green light to proceed with Auntie Ajua, Samsung, and iPhone 7.
Wow.
Those will be the last two with the hands on. Then after that, we'll
PK, please let me just add something to what Dave answered. Jerry John, right? Okay, sometimes the banks also flops. Like there's a hinge, and sometimes they drop from the app. So if you tried it the first time, try it again and see if all the problem is solved. Okay.
Thank you so much, Dan.
All right. So after this 3, we will call it a day. We'll roll the curtains down and just proceed with it. So, Auntie Ajua, you can proceed with your question.
Oh, thank you. Hi, Dave.
Hi, Auntie.
Hey, it's Farida. 2 things. 2 things. I'm saying, I brought a bit of say or Sunday scar one for code national. Now, Dave won't train him on another person to we ask a crack. Normally, so we invite you will be an now per se, be baswa. So when you're 10, that Nipakuranus or man is when you're 10. The wood someone a man to
Oh, Patronami chain, we say, or top no, what's in our camp pepper? Menu now. Oh, every OBO used to be able with unique code. Because I find training, but also be chair not in the buy.
Yes.
So you could also get a $10. And the pepper now kind of pepper, I think that's exactly.
Okay. Yeah, because my inviting for the brain now, I don't get it, and I'm enough of one so yeah. Oh, when the man said on a person, this I say if there be any hobby, you would yeah.
Hey, there be a hopper.
Okay, now Dave, I never got my T-shirt.
Why do you do this to me? Why do you do every week? You and I spoke. Thank you so much.
Yeah, my best friend Samsung, and I still want to remind Director Davis on fire Auntie Ajua T-shirt and Mano. Samsung.
PK, I promise you.
Thank you.
Samsung.
She knows.
Okay, Samsung is busy while Director David is getting the T-shirt ready. We can call iPhone 7. iPhone 7. Proceed. What's your question?
iPhone 7, if you have any question, please. Around this time.
You should be looking for the t-shirt right now and allow for 7 to speak.
The funny thing, she honestly just like to terrorize my life. That's it.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes,
Hi,
iPhone
7.
My name is Ernest, and calling from Chicago. I have a question. I'm at work right now. So I realized that tap, if you send like less than 1,000 or whatsoever, it goes like within some.
It goes what?
I think it dropped. I probably will. That's what's that goes faster.
Oh. Okay.
I think it dropped.
So what he was saying was if you send less than 1,000, it goes faster.
I think that's very subjective because I personally send money. I have other people send money. I think it's like an account basis. And when I say fast, because we're talking about a minute or 2 minutes, right? So
well, I'm not part of it. I always get it fast, so I've never experienced any issue. Knock on wood.
Exactly. So I would like to see those cases that people, and it's very limited. We pull the report every day. I would like to see those accounts and see what's going on. Esther's iPhone.
Yeah, me pastor, me a question about bonus ma concerns or obi very fair one as or very fair will be to the happen. Me say obi na refer me about happen. Unfortunately, I didn't see the bonus, so I did my first transaction and I lost the bonus. I don't know why you can't give us, some amount of time on that bonus, in case even you lose the crown, because when you upload app now wire transaction, you still have your bonus. But when you have your first transaction, now when you bonus now, then you lose the bonus.
Esther, you didn't lose the bonus.
I did. I didn't get my bonus. I didn't see my bonus again. Up to now, I didn't use my bonus.
So Dave, what she meant is she failed to put in the first stage.
I understand.
And so she sent the first time.
No, I got it. The American said, Daniel, the reason I said Esther won't lose your bonus, said, but also be then they'll buy, right?
If I show him.
Auntie, where there's some Poku phone is now pressing menu now. Also, what code? Who do you buy $10 this year?
That be also meaning so obi the Udo be quite or 10 and a new person is over 10. But when I was a new person, no, because I didn't see the bonus. I didn't do
the way you saw me ya the friend a Jana too. Aromo. One yes man. Yeah, I want Jana too.
Thank you so much.
Well, Esther, the reason why you're not getting it back is I want to say the keep in check or more refer for say after one refer where we know. If you go back to give you another $10, is the point is not the $10 because service demand is even more than the $10, and they're just
and then when you have something say with the another we go to get that.
Daniel, hold on, Daniel. Esther, this all cars are similar, so they are made so make us say, and they are similar show from also you are said here. Was said here, and they say on your first transaction, apply the promo code. And I want you would then have those here Ghana for, and they got the Ghana line, they you. They did too. It's I think said that David episode Kenya and they said, who do promo code to generate money out of that 100%. And just recruit recouping more money than even the $10 now in New Zealand. I don't know why. Michelle, every night a bit.
Yeah, I say Nipani dia shame was sending when you know what you 10, you 2 and so on.
No. Go come here. Na me my app na man go for. Bra me refer
na me. A funny problem.
Remember, hold on. Esther, what stage man?
Me pass on me New York.
Oh, New York. And only David and guys away. All right, Michelle. iPhone 7. I know you already asked the question. Dave, I think if we keep going, we're gonna keep going and going and going and going, and we're never gonna stop. What's the Tato said? One thing I love about our viewers, and they say, "Yeah, child, last minute that question is and I love it that way." But producer director has to
give Messi the chance, and I will be Saturday.
Mima Messi. Is that what you're saying? Okay, Messi. Yes, Messi.
Yeah, Messi.
Thank you for giving me mercy.
You are welcome.
But my question is before me ask a question, remember more about to say, Bibi Amoya was security who said, "Oh, the way no shame one, nipa no dini nama." The app will tell you we checking, and you're checking na nipa no enya register. I catch you say the number is not registered. And we have midamasi or sadi no. Now my question is say, why is not adi where I am? Semi sika. I better say pending. Usually, I call right away, but where I have been twice pending. Pending, sir. I'm a friend mother. I bet you not catch me say it's unable. Tata send is unable to send your money to Asimasi. And 10% say then
I think we've answered this question a few times. Very rarely does that happen. And I called him and said, I think we've had 1 or 2 or 3 people actually present to the case. And then there could be several things. Mercy. Say I said, it's kind of adequate account, the account full, but that could be one thing too. The partners locally or for money. Because the happen is very straightforward. We work with local partners to send funds away. But in your case, and I cannot give you an answer. Say, oh, Mercy, who the any XYZ? In Tibacho, I would like to see it. We'd like to go deeper to see what happens. But very, very rare does that happen. The transaction, I think I could check. Maybe I could put a report for you, right? 99.7%. It may echo through without any issues. Right? In Tibacho, because I would like to see deeper into your account. And I know producers in PK, they're breathing down my neck right now. I can see PK's eyes. It's A10. I'm going to say my last words as I'll bring the show to an end. Again, thanks every single person. I'm about to show this. Thank every question, every contribution, every chat, Facebook. Thank you guys so much. We're going to bring the show to an end. For myself, again, what I have is thank you. We're live in Texas. We're Chicago. Tap Tap is in Chicago. I know about whole weekend. In the same way, but Chicago. Tap Tap is in Chicago. Illinois, So again, thank you so much. We're looking forward to seeing you guys next week. We'll try to bring another lawyer in some time. Maybe next week. I don't know what surprise PK is going to give us.
So I think iPhone.
Hi, iPhone. Yes, go ahead.
Dave. My Chinese last month, but my Bank of America app and them use Oma let me say I've sent 10,000, which is this month. But a number sending, which is very urgent, sending about 1,800 for Ghana. Will it be possible for me to send it tomorrow?
iPhone, Bacho, let me bow. Uncle, son, how jersey, boy?
Yeah, I mean, I'm jersey. Yeah.
Bacho, Eric Mensah, boy.
Yeah, that's right.
Me bow, Eric Mensah. Just to be sure, any security purposes, Bacho, give me 2 seconds. Bacho, what are the last 4 digits of your telephone number? Last 4.
Last 4 digits in there. 2429.
2429.
Yeah, that's right.
Metro, okay. And in this case, I don't see it being a problem, but let me go deeper to understand why, Patrick, because I need to do this getting in our call. Why?
Okay.
Again, thank you so much. Again, PK, thank you so much for bringing our special guest, lawyer Poku, AK Poku. Thank you so much for making the time. Thank every single person on this call. Around this time, I'll go around and introduce the entire team, starting with obviously Daniel and all.
What's KPA class one?
What's it?
What's KPA class newbie?
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
What's KPA class newbie when they were asking questions? Hands up, no.
But I think we're done taking questions, right? I think they will say the last words. I'm pretty sure to an end, right? Daniel, please, if you can take the question, and after that, A-class will go.
I didn't get the question. Sorry.
No, sorry, not question. Sorry.
Your final words.
Before we bring the show to an end. Sorry about that.
Oh, my last words, and they say, "Abusiana nyini nepa ubi oba show no subi edamase. Ya damunyina amase." I wish to see a better one, so I invite more people to join the show. Lady now say we're losing the bonus. You be more bonus people will show you so. When you be jabro, so tap, you set it down again. Ubia be fine. Ubia be the pochu. Thank you very much, everybody. Catch you next week.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
A-class, Pacho, any last words? A-class, we're having a hard time hearing. It's a bit choppy, I think is the mic.